Hey, all, this is Dr. Keys here in Oside, California. And as you can see, I just got out of a colonoscopy surgery and uh, I had to rush here to get to the show. And actually, my glasses are fogging up. But anyway, so just so you know, that's me because Dr. Keys wears those glasses. So I am still here, and I am part of the Rick Keys family. I am the doctor. I'm the successful one, the one that makes all the money. Rick Keys, all he wants to do is party, 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 play music, and hang around with lots of women's. And actually, uh, hold on a second. I think he's calling me right now. Yeah, Rick, how you doing? You're doing better. Glad to hear it, brother. So you're relaxed and you're ready to come back to Oside, California, and be on the show, the Rick Keys Music Caravan Blues Show. You're internationally known. I was wondering when you're coming back because I can't do this much longer. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we got some good news for you, Rick. Really good news. Well, the best news, I can't say it because it may not go on there. Okay. So we had an election and it's changed. So that's the good news. And also, we have a surprise for you. I've been talking with Reverend Keys and who else was I talking? Oh, Bun Boy Keys, and we know you are really kind of depressed there for a while. That's why you are in Ireland, in Dublin, Ireland, with patio keys. And I need to remember not to move fast because that screws up the thing. But anyway, so we have a big surprise for you here when you come back. When did you think you're coming back? Like next week? Okay, cool. Well, now that you know been an election and things have changed, you're coming back. You sound a lot better. So we'll see you here next week then, Rick, and we'll keep in touch. If you need anything, let me know. All right. So this is Dr. Keys, and we were talking to Rick Keys. He's in Dublin, Ireland at the moment. He's been having some issues with 2024. Has been a really terrible year for him. He has told me, and he was like he broke out on his face. He was so stressed about different things. His poor little cat died, and he was having trouble with his computer, his sewer system. So he was having a tough 2024. So anyway, he is going to be back next week, and let me tell you what's going on here. So anyway, it looks like things have changed here in Osai, California, quite a bit. So let me start off with some music that I want to play for you. Actually, Rick has chosen it for me, but there's some that I threw in here. There's one that Rick found that I heard and thought it was pretty good. It's called "Ladies Sing the Blues." Apparently, Rick got that at a thrift store of some sort. We can't mention the name, but there's some classic legendary women on there like Bessie Smith and others. Now we're going into some of the new releases that Rick Keys recently got here at Rick Keys Music Caravan corporate headquarters here in Oside, California. Here's a new one, a lot of really great songs on here. It's called Dick Earl and the Electric Witness, Get Up Off the Ground. So this is new. Here's another new one. Came into the same place, the corporate headquarters in Oside, California. Dennis Herrera, and it's called Four. Four. Actually, he has another song called Four, Fore. It's about a golf course, but a lot of good songs on this one too. Excuse me. All right, hold on. Yeah, Rick, my stomach was a little upset and gurgling. Did you actually hear that? You did. Okay. Well, sorry. Hey, stop stressing. I am your doctor. You sound a lot better. Don't stress about little things like that. If you look in the background, Rick, you can see something that's really happening here in Osai, California since the election. Uh, what's that? X Keys. X Keys, who was well, you're not going to say it. You should know by now. So X Keys is actually was hired by someone to fly that Kindness Matters around Osai, California. So things are getting a lot nicer here in Oside, so I think you're going to enjoy it. So yeah, all right, we'll talk later. I got stuff to do here. All right. So anyway, we are so kindness does matter, as you can see. Oh, and okay. So let's talk about what's gone here in Oside, California. So you can see. Let me see here. Okay, so that's right. I missed it. Oh, there's nothing over there, so don't worry about it. Okay, so anyway, you guys remember Me Keys? Me Keys is non-binary. Also, you know the reason why he is non-binary. So he actually kind of overtook City Hall here in Osai, California. He had all his people working there with him. And you know what? Decided he didn't like the paperwork, didn't like the time. So he said, you know what? I don't want to be the mayor anymore of Oside. So he kind of just left and got back on his surfboard. And you can see him up there surfing. Got a pretty darn good wave there in Oside, California. But he made a lot of money when he was in office. He actually purchased City Hall and he moved City Hall from downtown closer to his new restaurant, the Tiki Bar. The Tiki Bar seems to be doing pretty well. So that's what's going on with Me Keys and Oside, California. Hold on, Rick's saying something. Yeah, Rick. Okay, yeah, that's true. Keys decided not to be in political office anymore. He said it wasn't any fun, so he decided to get out and he just left. So now here in Osai, California, we don't have a mayor. So anyway, we're looking for one, and I think we might have one here soon. So anyway, that's what's happening, Rick. Yeah. So you'll know who the mayor is by the time you get back. Okay, so say hi to Patty O'Keys out there. Yeah, tell me we love him. Yes, thank you. All right, so continue. Okay, so that's what's happening. Now let's go to the RMR chart. If you're not familiar with the RMR chart, the RMR chart is the Roots Music Report, and it's a chart that's basically comes out every week and radio and satellite Sirius DJs, internationally known on-air personalities like Rick Keys. They all kind of get music on a weekly basis from different blues musicians and they rate it. And Rick Keys kind of calls himself the Simon Cowell of Oside. But anyway, so he gets to select the music, and this is the music he's selected. And I'm going to tell you these are ones that came out in 2024 specifically. So they are new blues, and the RMR chart. So these DJs and international on airs, they do it, and so that's how they determine the ranking of which is the top blues album for the week. Okay, so at number 46, we've got Deb Ryder live and having fun. Pretty colorful. I got a lot of these coming up. Johnny Bergen, because Rick Key said he saw Johnny Bergen in Oside, California at Coomber's Craft Lines, and I believe him. So anyway, Johnny Bergen is on that RMR chart at number 44. Actually, see that little red pink dot? It looks like it made it to Rick Key's Music Caravan's top blues albums for 2024. So Johnny Bergen, congratulations on that one. He's at number 44. That's for last week. Okay, so anyway, Rick Keys had all these other Johnny Bergens that I found, so I decided to play some more of them. So here's another one. This one's pretty cool. Hold on. Okay, we'll start with this one. Okay, this one's called Greaseland, and it has Johnny Bergen, and he actually joins up with Aki Kumar, harmonica great from India, and Kid Anderson, just great at everything he does. So Greaseland is his studio, and Johnny Bergen and Aki and Kid made that. Okay, well, so here's another interesting one. So Johnny did a all instrumental, and this one's called Neoprene Fedora, Rockin' Johnny Bergen. So you think he still had some of the people with him from the original one. So there's some surf music in there. So he has joined up with a lot of people. Mentioned Aki Kumar, Kid Anderson. So Johnny Bergen is with Kiki Gomez on this one. So Kiki is from Spain for my Spanish listeners. Not a lot of them, but if you'd like to be, well, not mine, but Rick Keys listener in Spain, if you'd like to be a Rick Keys Music Caravan listener, then go to YouTube and you look for Rick Keys. That's how you spell it. Well, Keys, Rick Keys, Music Caravan on YouTube. Subscribe. Once you subscribe, there's a bell. You press that bell that brings the show into your life on a regular basis. And there's a like, dislike. Make sure you like it. If you dislike it, it doesn't help Rick. And then there's a thumb. You press that, and that helps spread the good news of Rick Keys Music Caravan from Spain back to Oceanside and back to Madrid again. And almost sound like a DJ with that voice. Okay, so here's another one. This one was actually signed by Johnny Bergen, and it was called Howlin' at Greaseland. And I believe that is Greaseland with the studio that is owned by Kid Anderson. So anyway, you can see where he signed that for good old Ricky. At number 34, Valstar and the Blues Rocket, to the blues and back again. Okay, that one's number 34. Rick Keys actually saw J.D. Simo and Tab Benoit at the Coach House in San Juan Capistrano, and he did purchase the newest CD from JD and Luther and Dickinson. It's called Do the Rump, and you can see where JD signed that for Rick Keys. So, and that one is at number 33. Rick Keys, he leads an interesting life. He may not have a lot, especially not a lot of money or looks or whatever, but he does have a love for music. So, and he gets to go and see different shows. Tronzo Cannon, Alligator record label artist, he is at number 32 with Shut Up and Play. That's probably what you're saying to me. We don't need to talk so much to Dr. Keys because you're only a fill-in for Rick Keys and nowhere near as funny as him. And then at number 32, at 23, the B. Christopher Band, 106 Miles to Chicago. I still don't know what the B stands for, but maybe it's Blues Christopher Band. No, it's B. Christopher. So if any of you know what the B stands for, please contact Rick Keys at Rick Keys corporate headquarters in Oside, California. The B. Christopher Band, the B. Christopher is, it must be the mass. B. Christopher is actually very talented guitar player. So he did another release called Surfing with a Vintage Lady, and it's all instrumentals. I think you're going to like that first song you hear from that. This one's kind of unique. Rick Keys found it. It's called Archie Thompson's The Legend of Johnny Surf. Some great songs on there. Unfortunately, none of them are on YouTube. However, Rick Keys found something that looked like it was from Archie. Hopefully it is. All right. Number 20, Rick Estrin and the Nightcats. It's upside down. It's still upside down. Rick Estrin and the Nightcaps. You can see all those dots on there. That means that it made it to the Rick Keys Music Caravan Top Blues Albums for 2024. Also, it made several songs made it to Rick Keys Music Caravan Top Blues Songs for 2024. Rick Estrin and the Nightcats. So that is at number 20. Chris Kane, another Alligator record label artist, is at number 9 with Good Intentions Gone Bad. All right. What else do we got here? Oh, I did mention Tab Benoit. So Tab Benoit, who Rick Keys saw at Coach House with J.D. Simo and Anders Osborne, what a trio. Tab Benoit, Rick Keys. Whenever he goes to a live show, he always tries to buy something from the artist because they're not making a ton of money. Not like me, because I'm a doctor, a colonoscopy doctor. Not making a ton of money, but so Rick Keys buys their shirts, CDs, albums, underwear, whatever they have available. Rick Keys tries to buy it just so those poor guys make some more money. So Tab Benoit, he is at number 8. And what is it? It's called I Hear Thunder. All right. This one is very interesting, Rick Keys told me, from Ireland and Dublin, Ireland, with Paddy O'Keefe. He wanted to tell me that this group is kind of amazing. They moved up from number 59 to number 5 in a short span, and it's called Chad Rupp and the Sugar Roots, Gate C23. So a lot of great songs on that one. Rick Keys is looking into that one as possibly making it to that top list. So we'll see. I happened to find this laying around in Rick Keys' corporate headquarters. It was called just the Sugar Roots. And that's Chad Rupp, basically. Now it's the Chad Rupp and the Sugar Roots, but before it's just the Sugar Roots. Chad's moving up in the world. Speaking of moving up in the world, Lonnie Brooks, well, he's actually dead, but he's a legendary Chicago blues man. His son has a new release, so I decided, since I had it, since Rick Keys had it in his Alligator record label library, Lonnie Brooks, what's it called? Satisfaction Guaranteed. So that's Daddy. And now son, Ronnie Baker Brooks, has a new release, and it's called Blues in My DNA. He certainly does have blues in his DNA. He's related to Lonnie Brooks. And last but not least, Shamikia Copeland, also another Alligator record label artist. She has a new release called Blame It on Eve, and it is currently number 1 on the Roots Music Report Top Blues albums for last week. So anyway, that is it for the show. So you guys know how to listen. I already told you. So me, Keys, as he says, I'd rather surf than govern. So that's what's happening here. So there is no governance here in Osai, California, at least not until Rick Keys comes back to town. So stay tuned. You know how to listen. Music Caravan, Rick Keys Music Caravan on YouTube. Subscribe. I'm prescribing you subscribing to Rick Keys Music Caravan for joy and peace in your world and life.